motion like a hurricane. Sets the ground in motion, bitch, you're gonna feel the pain. He swings that pimp hand and knocks bitch Sydney down. He's the monster king of pimps and he doesn't fuck around. He's Pimzilla and he wants his motherfucking money. He's Pimzilla, yeah, motherfucker. Wall Street was a greedy bitch. They kept Pimzilla's cash. And he's come time to collect every dime from that sweet ass. He laid his tail down to block that bitch ass path and cut slap like a cyclone with hellfire pimp hand aftermath. Oh yeah, he's Pimzilla and he wants his motherfucking money. He's Pimzilla, yeah, motherfucker. Call the Coast Guard, they call the Navy, they call the Army, and some smooth bitch named Gravy. Pimzilla through fire like a powerful hive. Made Wall Street expired like a squirrel hits a tide. But the people thought he was heaven sent as he digested the world's 1%. Oh yeah, yeah, motherfucker. He's Pimzilla and he wants his motherfucking money. He's Pimzilla, yeah, motherfucker. He's Pimzilla and he wants his motherfucking money. He's Pimzilla, yeah, motherfucker.
What is happening, everyone? Welcome to a Common Idiot podcast. It's Saturday night. That's right. Hope you guys are doing all right. Figured impromptu stream would be fun to do. I missed Thursday because you know me and my consistency when it comes to streaming. But hey, at least we knocked one out. We're here and we got some things to talk about. A couple movies that I've seen recently that I think is worth discussing. But hope everyone's doing all right. Like I said, it is Saturday night. Very random for me to be streaming, but I know there's a lot going on tonight too. You got WrestleMania just ended. Some big time streamers in the pop culture world and all that stuff are doing their thing right now. So going up against some big dogs, but hey, it is what it is. Felt like I had some time, so I took the opportunity. So I figured, what the hell, we'll hop on here and talk about some really, really bad movies, and then we'll talk about some good ones that I didn't expect, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. We got a lot of topics that have been happening, at least in the pop culture world. Like you see in the headlines here, we're going to be talking about two movies in particular. Happy Gilmore 2. I did get a chance to check that out. It took a while, but I managed to get through it. I got a lot to say about that movie. And then The Naked Gun. Went and saw that. I think was it yesterday, maybe, because it's opening weekend. And we'll talk about that. Liam Neeson, Pam Anderson. I love the original ones back in the day, man. What was his name? Now I can't think of his freaking name. Of course I can't, because I'm terrible with names. I said it earlier, but now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of it. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that. That's always going to be fun to discuss. Leslie Nielsen, Soul, coming in with the save. Thanks, man. Hope you're doing well. Been seeing you on Twitter and whatnot. Glad you're having hope you're having a decent Saturday anyway. But yeah, Leslie Nielsen, man, listen. again, I'm not going to get into the movie Nelson. I'm not going to get into the movie too much right now, but that was a lot to hold up to against talking about, or, going like those previous movies. They were awesome. He was the king of that kind of stuff, right? I gotta say, Liam Neeson did a good job. He did a really good job. It definitely had the heart and soul of the original ones. So I was a little shocked. But like I said, we'll get into that, the little details of that further here in the stream just a little bit. Couple other topics. The whole what's her name? Sydney Sweeny controversy with jeans. I didn't know advertising for jeans was a big deal, but of course it is, because that's just the world it is today. It's a white woman, blonde haired, I don't even know what she's got, blue eyes, brown, whatever, I don't know. But she's white, so that's automatically a crime. And God forbid she be in a commercial, because when you have a obese woman of color in spandex, no problem. But if you have a somewhat attractive female in blue jeans, oh boy, get out your pitchforks and let's burn the company down. So we'll talk about all that going on. The controversy, it's not even controversy. It's really stupidity, but this is the clown world that we live in. And then a couple other things that that have popped up on my radar. I've seen a couple people mention, but definitely want to bring to light, and some lessons in on why physical media is very important still to keep. I know everyone relies on streaming, but yeah, a couple other things. So let's hop into the very first thing of tonight. Soul says, well, yeah, both Leslie and Liam started as series actors before comedy. Yeah, and like I said, I think I was watching an article because I've been doing a lot of just kind of following the movie, and a lot of the it has a lot of advertisement, which I was surprised because it kind of just popped up out of nowhere and then it just took off. And I was watching an interview with them, and he was just saying the other day, like, yeah, don't expect me to be doing any type of serious movies anymore, actions. He's like, I'm 73, for God's sakes. Like, it's got to be somewhat believable, right? But anyway, let's hop into the first movie that I want to discuss tonight and give you my thoughts on it. And I don't know how most people feel about this movie, but I could tell you how I feel about this movie, and it's pretty awful. Happy Gilmore 2. It took me multiple days to get through it. Now, look, I understand Happy Gilmore 1 was just as goofy, right? And I didn't expect this to be super serious. Obviously, I expected it to be in the heart of the original Happy Gilmore. But it was rough. It was so bad. Like, I remember I first started watching it, and like within the first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, oh my, like I was almost ready to shut it off. And obviously, like it's so heavy in cameos and whatnot, which that's fine. Cameos don't bother me. But it's just it's a mess of a movie. It was so messy. You had like the first thing I saw, and this is gonna be spoiler induced. So if you are, for whatever reason, haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want it spoiled, I'm not gonna get into crazy detail. But I'm gonna obviously touch on some things. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want it spoiled, you may not want to listen to this right now and come back and watch this later or something. But anyway, yeah, it was all over the place. They so many plot lines thrown in there, cameos out the ass just because everybody wants to be in a Happy Gilmore. And look, I understand having like golfer cameos. That made a lot of sense because now he's like a big time golfer and whatnot. But yeah, they were. I mean, the first thing that I saw online advertising this movie, or like I guess that quote unquote got leaked, was Eminem. Eminem as the son of the guy from the original Screaming Jackass, and he had the like what looked like a fake beard and that like bell looking hat. like that, forest, like a Vietnam Ranger kind of hat or whatever. Dude, it was so awful. It was so bad. It was cringe bad. Not only that, just the movie itself like looked like visually awful. Like if you go back and watch the original one, they're obviously using like film, like real film. And now with everything being done on digital, it just the color, the grading, all that stuff just looks terrible. Like it just looks so freaking bad. Like it was just like I said, awful. The first thing that stood out to me though, I get it. He had, Happy now is, it's years down the road. He's got a family. He's got what I think 4 boys and 1 girl. Well, it's very hard for me not to notice the noticeably obvious things now, right? Once you're paying attention, once you're obviously aware to a lot of the stupidity that is going on in the world or throughout media and stuff, it's hard not to notice it anymore, right? For example, Happy Gilmore's kids, the boys are complete idiots. They're all doing like the dick jokes and they're morons. They're not to be taken seriously. They all have like dead end jobs. And of course, the daughter is the only one who's smart, is the only one who has like any hope for success, basically. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, man, but it's always the same thing. It's always that way. Even like the new Jurassic Park that just came out, which I have not seen it, but I did hear it's awful. But you have the girl boss, right? You have what's her name from Black Widow leading these commando of troops in there. Like, give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Like, come on. It's just unbelievable. It's just I'm so tired of the girl boss stuff, And look, I get it. Those are the 2 females in there. The one where he's in rehab and he befriends, and then his daughter in the movie or his actual daughters in real life. I think they did a good job. They were, I think they've been in some other of his movies as well. They're not bad actresses. They did good, but it was just a absolute mess of a movie. The whole play on live golf thing where it got really, really stupid. Like the first half of the movie was definitely better than the second half by far. I didn't mind like him kind of getting back into the swing of things when he would got teamed up with the trio, and you had like that Andre guy from that one sketch comedy show. He did a good job. That was actually kind of funny. There were a couple parts there, but like, him running into Tubbs' kid. I'm glad Shooter McGavin, or I'm pretty sure that was his name, but Shooter was back. And, but he was in a crazy house and he broke out. And then you have the, Ben Stiller was in it. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the same kids from the Grown Ups. I haven't seen Grown Ups in forever. But I'm pretty sure that those are the same girls. I've been told that they've been in his movies previously. So, his wife was actually in the movie too. His wife was in this movie, his one daughter his only daughter, Happy's daughter is a ballet, like wants to go to ballet school, and the ballet instructor that he's currently hiring or whatever is his wife in real life. So she was in the movie. She was okay too. She wasn't obnoxious or anything, but yeah, overall, man, this movie was rough. I mean, you could see the scores weren't the greatest. Some people liked it, and it just was not for me. There was just so much going on in the movie. There's so many, he's an alcoholic because the wife dies in the movie. And I was actually going to make a video for the channel about how Happy Gilmore is not the hero of the movie. And they actually touch on that in this movie, that Happy Gilmore was kind of an asshole and ruined golf. So what my video that I was going to do was how like Happy Gilmore in the first movie was actually the villain, because he disrespected the golf game. You know, as I've gotten older, I've learned to respect golf and appreciate the values that come with it and everything. And when you play, which I dabble, I'm not even going to say I play. I dabble in it. Um, you appreciate it and respect it because you find out how hard the game is, right? So you appreciate like all the stuff that comes with it and came before it and whatnot, and the values, just like as if you play hockey, right? There's things that come with all sports have their own um, pedigree that they set up. Well, Happy shits all over that, right? He's a hockey player who is just playing golf because he could drive really hard and really far, and he just wants to make money. So everything that came before that made golf great, he he basically destroyed it and shit on it. And Shooter wanted to maintain the heritage of golf. You know, he was all about the sports and the value of it, and like he loved the game, right? Whereas Happy just looked at it as like a paycheck. So, but they actually touch on that in this movie. He even says like, "I can't believe I'm the one that's trying to maintain the the way golf used to be." So I thought it was pretty funny. Um, would make an interesting Cobra Kai like show between Happy and Shooter. Yeah, so in the movie, Shooter and Happy, they have they're at odds at first, obviously, but then over time, like he's on Happy's side because of this the guy who's I don't even know what the hell this uh rival golf thing was called. I don't remember because that's just how much I paid attention to the movie. But basically, like I said, it's like live golf. And he wanted Happy to come play for him. He wanted Shooter to come play for him, and they both rejected him. And then they teamed up to play against his little group of people. What's going on, Sensei Mike? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Glad you're able to stop by on a Saturday evening and check out the stream. Glad hope you're doing well and having a good weekend. But yeah, man, overall, Happy Gilmore 2 was a huge disappointment. And I mean, like I've already mentioned a lot of the issues that I had with it. Like I said, tonal imbalance. It was all over the place. My biggest thing is just the way it looked. It looked cheap. It looked just, I don't know, very unappealing. And I guess because of the way they film them now, it's all digital. It's not on film. Like I said, go back and watch Happy Gilmore 1 versus Happy Gilmore 2. Way different. And I guess just way cheaper to basically film on iPhones and everything. I don't know, but it's all digital stuff and it looked like crap. I'm sure, listen, people loved it. A lot of people watched it like crazy. Like, I mean, it had so many views. But I mean, a lot of people loved that original movie. So it just shows you the legacy that Happy Gilmore has built over the years. But man, this one is nothing like the first one at all. Like I said, some of the cameos were good of the real golfers. I liked how there was a lot of inside jokes and whatnot with a couple of the golfers and things that happened. Roy McIlroy was in it, a couple others, and yeah, like I said, it had its moments, but it was overall just an awful film. Took me, like I said, I think 3 or 4 days to get through to be able to watch it, and yeah, I don't know. It was rough. But Naked Gun was surprisingly good. I will say this though. The Naked Gun, like, if you understand this humor. Now, when I went to see this on Friday, I did not expect as many people as there were in the theater. And there were, I would say the theater was just about 50% full. And a lot of it were old people. Like, they were not young, which I didn't expect a lot of young people to be seeing this. A lot of older audiences came out to watch this movie. And like I said, I was surprised. I figured I'd have been like maybe one of 5 or 6 people to go see it. But no, there was quite a bit of people. And a lot of people bursting out laughing throughout the movie. It was pretty surprising, to be honest with you. Um, but I don't think the youth and younger people are going to appreciate this movie at all. Like, if you've watched the Naked Gun originals and you understand what kind of movie this is supposed to be, then you'll appreciate it and you'll get it. If you've never seen the Naked Gun before and you go to this movie not expecting this kind of slapstick comedy, you might be like, this might hit you like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, this is not for me. Comparing Liam Neeson to Leslie Nelson or Nielsen, sorry. I'm probably screwing that all up. But he did okay. Obviously, I mentioned this earlier. Leslie Nielsen is like the king of this type of stuff, right? Like, he is the one, like, he holds the crown. You're not going to beat him. But I'm getting it all screwed up. Liam Neeson did a pretty good job taking the crown and running with it, so to speak. Is he better? Absolutely not. But he does a really, really good job at, like, dry delivery, being serious during an obvious joke. Yeah, I did see in a conference where Liam coming out to say there's no zombies, superheroes, or Pedro Pascal in the movie. It was because everybody has Pedro Pascal fatigue. That guy is in freaking everything, and it's gross. Like, any movie that I see with him now, and I want nothing to do with. I'm so sick of that guy. He is just everywhere, being crammed down your throat. It's pretty awful. But no, he did a really good job. It is definitely a Naked Gun movie. Like, the heart of what these movies are is there. The narration, the slapstick humor, the dry, serious delivery, and these really stupid things that are going on. Some jokes land more so than others. Like, there's a couple that they weren't that good of a joke and the audience didn't really laugh. But there were some where people were bursting out laughing. There was one kid there. There wasn't that many like sexual innuendos or anything like that. A handful again, and this is going to be non-spoiler. I'm going to be as non-spoiler as possible because I do recommend people going to see this movie. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a trip out to the theater and to have a good laugh. And it deserves, I think, the box office return that it should get. That way we could see more of these kind of movies in the future, whether they go to streaming or not or whatever. But you got to put your money where your mouth is and support these kind of movies. That way they keep having them. So, I believe in that. But there was only a handful of moments like that. And man, this kid was laughing. And when I say kid, he was probably like 15, 16, you know what I mean? Laughing his ass off at these little things that they were doing. And they were funny, don't get me wrong, but hearing him laughing his ass off, like losing it, because he's a teenager, made me like the joke even more, and it made it funnier for me. So it was awesome. It was a good time. Pam Anderson did a really good job, surprisingly. I didn't expect her to do as good of a job as she did. Um, so, but she did. I was surprisingly, they definitely have on-screen chemistry. I think they said now they're like in real life they're dating now and stuff, and they're together because he lost his wife years ago and never dated, and now he's dating her. And like, it's funny. This is the only spoiler I'm going to give you. The character in the movie, he's supposed to be, Frank Draben, whatever the original detective's name is, Frank Jr. his character also is a widow. So I thought that was interesting. They kind of kept it the same, like in almost in real life. So thought that was interesting. But overall, yeah, I highly recommend you checking it out. And it seems like it's doing really good, like reviews so far. I don't know box office numbers, anything of that. I don't track that stuff. I hope it does well. I hope it can make back its money. Um, but the whole cast did a really good job. I will say that it wasn't just him and Pam Anderson. The main guy who played the villain, um, I think his name's Paul Walter Hauser. I don't remember. Or no, Danny Huston. Sorry, I looked that up. He played, and you would by name you probably won't know who that is, but if you've ever seen like 30 Days of Night, he's like the villain in the main what do you call it, vampire and stuff. You've seen him before if you saw him. He did a really good job as the villain. He's like the Elon Musk villain, and it's funny. This is the only other spoiler I'm going to say. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do it because it was a funny gag, and I don't want to give it away. And if you're going to see it, then it's worth it. No, he's not bald. Hang on, let me look up his name real quick. Let me see here. Oh, here. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Yeah, you've seen him before. He's not bald at all, but he's been in a decent amount of movies. He's the villain, the bad guy. Um, like I said, he's been in 30 Days of Night, Naked Gun. I didn't know he was in Yellowstone. I never saw Yellowstone. So, but he's a good actor. So, he did a good job in the movie. But overall, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it's definitely worth it. It was fun. Like I said, some jokes landed, some didn't. Most did. I will say like 98% of the jokes landed and they were good. There was a couple that didn't. I know Seth MacFarlane, he was involved with this and produced it. So, oh yeah, that's right. He was Wolverine Origins as Stryker. Yep. Good call out because I forgot about that at all. But yeah, see, he's always playing a villain and he's good at him. So, but no, he did a good job. Like I said, a lot of funny gags in this. I would not watch any more trailers if you haven't seen them because I think trailers ruin movies. But yeah, if you have time, watch it or wait till it comes to streaming. Check it out. Maybe worth it for you after the fact. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of really what else there was. Oh, I did see one other movie that I can mention really quick that I can't believe I saw. And I put it on the other day. Yesterday I had it on. The new War of the Worlds. Oh my god. It's on Amazon Prime. Holy crap. That is probably like it's on Amazon. I deserve an apology from Amazon for watching it. Like they should write me out a check for watching it, and the fact that it's even being promoted on television. It was by far one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The fact that they gave the old War of the Worlds from 2005 with Tom Cruise shit. That I mean, it is absolutely atrocious. I actually like the one with Tom Cruise from 2005. I always enjoyed it. A lot of people crapped on it. But yeah, it is the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm talking the fact that somebody put money towards this should be investigated. Like, I don't understand how It was, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, it literally is on, it's got a 0. It's got a 0. Here, I'm going to show you this. 10 reviews, a 0, and 11% popcorn. This is absolute garbage. One of the worst movies I have ever watched. I don't know why I put it on, to be honest with you. I think I started hearing rumblings about how bad it was. So I was like, come on, it can't be that bad, right? And then I did see the trailer and I was like, ooh, maybe it is that bad. And holy, oof, it is. Yeah, it is all done. The entire movie is basically on a computer, FaceTime. Like it's through Ice Cube's computer. He's an NSA worker, and it's all basically done through like a Zoom FaceTime type of movie. It is atrocious. It is awful. It is just the worst acting in the world, the worst CGI you've ever seen in your life. Like, it is beyond awful. I mean, the fact that anybody like thought that this was going to be a good idea, and they put like someone had to have signed off on this. Someone had to have gone, okay, this is a good idea. And I'm sure Ice Cube got paid decent money to do this, but it is by far one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I wouldn't even say this is like, I've watched bad movies for fun, because I do like some bad movies are actually really funny because they're trying to be so serious. You watch them and they're just laughable. This is embarrassing. Like, I feel bad for everybody involved in this. Probably thought it would attract the streaming crowd. I think it was just like, we need something to put out. We need content, and what do you got for us? What IPs do we have access to? War of the Worlds? Screw it. Let's throw it on there. But I mean, I deserve, anyone who spent the time to watch this thing deserves some type of like apology. Like, they should take this down immediately. This is hurting them by far. It was just atrocious. The CGI was probably the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life. And it was, thank God it wasn't long. It was only, I mean, an hour, 29 minutes was pretty long. But, like I said, I always thought the 2005 one was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was enjoyable. A lot of people gave it crap back in the day. I remember when that movie came out, and a lot of people shit on it. And the one with Tom Cruise, I always enjoyed it. I always had a good time with it. And that makes this movie makes the 2005 movie like one of the best movies ever made, if you're comparing them side by side. So yeah, I do not recommend you wasting your time watching this. I'm sure all the bad stuff you could probably catch on like like the clips on Twitter and stuff, what they do and whatnot, because this was painfully bad. Painfully bad. And like I said, I love a bad movie sometimes, man. Sometimes a bad movie can be just accidentally fun. And I did see some people having fun with this, laughing at just how awful it was. But I had it on, I was just doing other things, and I would look up and I'm like, oh my God. Like, you already know what's gonna happen. It's so obvious, certain plot lines. I mean, he works for the NSA. They're trying to track down some hacker who's getting into all the government, spilling government secrets and hacking into the government. And and he's at odds with his kids because he's working, and he's apparently lost his wife long ago, blah, blah, blah. And it's obvious that the son that he doesn't really pay attention to, whatever, is the hacker. I'm spoiling it. I don't care. Too bad. It's so obvious. And then they team up to take down these things. It's painful. Painful, painful, painful. So yeah, I can't recommend it. I won't recommend it. And yeah, it's pretty terrible. So let's see. I guess I could share this one real quick. This is some news. So talking about movie news about how Fantastic Four completely dropped off 80%, a devastating 80% drop off from the debut. I still have not seen it. I don't really plan to see it. Like I said, I just don't care, man. And it just seems like a lot of other people too are checked out. So, and it's all like, it doesn't help. I just saw an interview where they had the guy who played the Thing, and he's talking about like, oh, if I had the actual powers of the Thing, I would be smashing fascists and destroying Nazis. And it's like, dude, this isn't 1930. Like, you need to relax. Like, it just shut up. Just shut up. Stop talking. Promote your movie. Do what you can. And they're not learning their lesson. People are tired of this stuff. People don't care about this stuff anymore. It's garbage. And yeah, it's, I don't know. It's not a surprise to me at all. I think it's only going to get worse. I think the only movies that are going to come out that are going to do well is if you have something like, I think Spider-Man will be a big draw, Punisher, stuff like, which I hear that's going to be a movie coming out, but yeah, I don't know. I think the MCU is in a rough place, but all right, let's move on to, excuse me. Let's move on to the Sydney Sweeny stuff. Oh, Blade would draw 100%. Yeah, absolutely. And that was another one where they could, if they did Blade right, people would love it and people would come out in a heartbeat. What they need to do is like an old man Blade with like Wesley Snipes, and people would come out in droves for it. But the problem is that, right now, what are we always worried about? The whole girl boss thing. Every time you have a new movie, it's yep. The main character has to be the girl boss. And so what would happen with Blade? Like we kind of all thought that was going to happen. And then there was rumors about, Blade was going to kind of get sidestepped in his own movie, and there was going to have like his daughter or something was going to be taking over. So I don't know. It says you got to look at that Esquire list of top MCU shows and films. Oh God. MCU shows and films. I guess it's an article. So let's see. I'm guessing you're talking about this here. All 37 cinematic universe movies ranked from worst to best. So let's see what they say. So 37 Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay. So I guarantee you there's a ton of these that I have not seen because I checked out a long time ago. Predator Badlands look like the android female boss is going to save the day. Yeah, I've checked out on Badlands too. Like, I have no desire to see it at all. It's going to be, I mean, not to sidestep and talk about Predator, but Badlands, so they're making even the Predator, and I talked about this last time too, they're making him just smaller in stature and just, I don't know. Like, I like the multiple designs, and I know that's probably minor and stuff, but they're just making him look like, I don't know, very kind of gay. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't like the design. Very thin. I know it's supposed to be a younger Predator, but I don't know. It just did not look appealing in the trailer. And I understand, like, does he really need a droid to help him kill whatever it is he's going after? I don't know. Anyway. 37, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 36, Thor: The Dark World. Okay. The Marvels, 35. The Incredible Hulk is 34. Okay. Iron Man 2 is 33. Captain America: Brave New World is 32. Thor: Love and Thunder, 31. The Eternals. You're going to tell me that the Eternals is better than a couple of these they've already mentioned? Age of Ultron is 29. Spider-Man: Far From Home. Okay. It's 28. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is 27. Ant-Man and the Wasp is 26. Thor is 25. Oh, God. Ant-Man is 24. Spider-Man No Way Home is... There's no way Spider-Man No Way Home is better than a couple of these movies already. I liked it, but... Captain Marvel. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, man. What a good laugh. Doctor Strange, 21. Okay. Deadpool and Wolverine was good, but come on. It wasn't that great. Black Widow. Iron Man 3. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is 17. Shang-Chi is 16. Oh, I forgot this movie even existed. I haven't even heard about Shang-Chi since this movie came out. I forgot I can't believe it was only 2021. Captain America is 15th. Thunderbolts is 14th. Oh my God. This is, of course. I'm surprised this wasn't top 5. Still could be, I guess. The Fantastic Four is 12th. Guardian the Galaxy. Okay. I like Volume 3, but Volume 2 is way better than 3. Captain America Civil War is 10. Infinity War is not. I can't wait to see what their number 1 is. Oh my God. The Avengers is 8. Homecoming. You're going to say Homecoming is better than these two movies? Okay, this is Captain America Winter Soldier 6th. Endgame is 5. Okay. Thor Ragnarok is 4th. Okay. Spider-Man's 3. Guardian of the Galaxy is 2. And of course. Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Black Panther is better than Endgame and Infinity War. Okay. Well, it's gonna wish I didn't see that list. That was the absolute worst thing that I've seen or heard. But yeah, absolute trash. Trash list, but coming from a trash website, not surprised. Let's see. Do I have any other movie news? I guess the only other, I guess it's movie related, is I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is why physical media is so important. And you have to get away from streaming as much as possible. Hopefully you guys can see this, but if you have HBO Max or you watch it, they removed all of Cartoon Network's throwback shows. So, like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Adventures of Billy and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Powerpuff Girls, all the stuff from the 90s, Dexter's Laboratory, all that stuff, gone. Cannot get it anymore, or not there at least. So that's what we're always afraid of, right? That's the problem with streaming. We see that now, the major happening with video games, right? Because they're saying, well, we're not obligated to uphold these games, so we can basically shut it all off whenever we want. Keep your physical media. Get your CD or DVDs, get your stuff, because one day they're going to switch it off. And when they switch it off, you're not going to be able to watch anymore. And it sucks. Plus, a lot of the digital crap looks like garbage anyway. But yeah, it's really a shame, especially like when you're in the middle of when you're in a lot of people pissed off too. A lot of people pissed off. But you can see a lot of people are upset. HBO every time they make a decision. Yeah, and I love Courage, man. Courage is such a great show. But yeah, buy your DVDs, buy your seasons, Batman animated seasons, all those series and stuff. Own them. Physically own them, because if you don't, well, they're going to take them away. Even if you buy them digitally, they can technically shut it off. So Soul says that's the whole point of going digital. You own nothing and they'll make you buy it over and over again. Yep. Yeah, it's like it's a service. The whole thing of them sit there saying you will own nothing and be happy is 100% true. They want to continue to squeeze revenue out of you. They don't want you to be a one-time buyer. They want you to stick around. We see that in literally every facet of life. They do that with, I mean, even clothing in some instances now, where you can like rent clothing. It's weird, but that's the whole point, is they don't want you to be able to buy something and then retain it, because it's like, well, how do we continue to squeeze the juice out of this customer? Well, if they do stuff like this, then you don't own it. If you own it, then you don't have to ever go back to them again. And that's the problem. And they're too uncreative to create new things. So they just rely on the old stuff, and then they hold it hostage. Like I said, that's the same thing we're seeing with video games. Ubisoft, they had that crazy thing. It's like, yeah, if you physically own the game and we tell you to smash it, you're like legally obligated to do that, which it was something along those lines, where it's like, yeah, you're obligated to like destroy your game. It's insane. It's these companies are absolutely out of their mind. And it's to the point now where no one's going to be buying anything anymore. And that's the whole argument, where it's like, well, if I never actually own it, then I can't pirate something that I never owned, right? So, or that you can't ever own. It's not pirating. But yeah, so that was, I think, really the last bit of pop culture, well, yeah, like movie news that I had on my list here that I could think of. War of the Worlds was one that I thought of as I was going through this, but let's go into the Sydney Sweeny controversy, because that just shows you, a lot of people are like, the pendulum has swung. We're kind of going back to the way things used to be. And no, we haven't at all. The pendulum, it swung a little bit, but it's not even close to being back to the way it was, and it's not going to be. So if you don't know the whole controversy, she did some American Eagle jeans ad, right? Where, here, I'll share this tab. It doesn't go over and explain in detail, but she just did a American Eagle commercial, right? Yeah, jeans that literally triggered half the internet. So she just did a blue jeans ad, and I think in the jeans ad, it said something along the lines of like, it was a play on the word jeans. Instead of JEANS, it's GENES, like her physical jeans. Yeah, there was a tagline that says Sydney Sweeny has great genes. The campaign featured the wordplay on genes and playing into her physical appearance. Well, that made uh every other person that is not white lose their mind. All the leftists go absolutely insane. So this is what one libtard, we'll call them, had to say about it. Mind you, Sydney Sweeny is not even really like a big righty. Yes, she shoots guns. Yes, she's conservative, but she's done a lot of, she's a Hollywood person, so she's done a lot of Hollywood shit too. I don't know. She's all right looking. I'm not going to say she's not, but I mean, I'm going to bring up something else here in just a second that'll put Sydney Sweeny to bed here in 2 seconds. But here, I'll play this. This is what people are crying over the internet about.
I really wasn't going to weigh in on this, but here we go. It is so difficult to grow up as a person of color, specifically a woman, and view yourself as beautiful in any sense of the word growing up in this country. I remember growing up in a predominantly white community, wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture, take my name if it meant that I could wake up blonde haired and blue eyed, never having to explain who I am or worry about being accepted. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeny is especially off putting.
Dude, how embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is it that she's admitting that that's how she feels about herself? First off, it's all bullshit anyway. I don't believe anything that this woman is saying. Number one, she just wants to be a victim. That's all it is. It's, oh, woe is me, feel bad for me. I'm making this about me. That's all these people do. Imagine crying about because some blonde-haired white woman is wearing jeans, and all it comes to, or is in a jeans commercial. All it comes down to is the fact that she's insecure about herself. That's it. That's all it is. Because when you had the fat, obese, black women in Lululemon commercials and all that shit, they didn't care then. They didn't care about that. When they have fat, obese women of any color running around in Adidas stuff and Nike athletic gear, they don't care then. They're not crying then. Or if they're fat white women, they don't care because they're disgustingly fat. But now that you have a, attractive blonde-haired white woman, oh, now it's the end of the world. My whole life, she made me want to shut the fuck up. Shut up.
A lot of rhetoric right now online about the political ideologies that this represents, and I don't
What? Wait, what?
ideologies that this represents.
Whoa.
Worry about being accepted. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeny is especially off-putting. There's a lot of rhetoric right now online about the political ideologies that this represents, and I don't discount that. But for me, I can't help but think about the 13-year-old brown girl who gets all her denim at American Eagle, who already struggles to see her beauty and worth in a world that continues to value white.
Hey, I got an idea. If you don't like American Eagle, just go to Wrangler, go to Levi's. Like, you can get your denim anywhere that you want. Like, is American Eagle the only place you can go? And the political affiliation or whatever she said, the implication, what was that?
Who already think about the political ideologies, a lot of rhetoric right now online about the political ideologies that this represents.
The political ideologies that this represents. Mark Norman, which I've mentioned him before, had a great tweet, and he tweeted about this, the political ideology. And he basically just said, Titler. That's who Sydney Sweeny has become, Titler. And it's because it's a blonde chick with a big rack. That's essentially what it is. It's a blonde chick that always looks sleepy. Like, look, she's attractive, but she does always look high or very tired. She just always has that, like, glazed over look, Anyway.
Already struggles to see her beauty and worth in a world that continues to value white Eurocentric beauty standards, which I naively thought by this point we would have moved the needle on. And this girl is now wishing she too could wake up with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Listen, I'm sorry that you look like Joe Camel from, smoking commercials back in the day, but that's not our fault. We shouldn't appeal to you and change the world because you look like a camel. Like, that's your physical problem. Get a nose job, do whatever you just, not care. I don't know what to tell you. It's just the low IQ people. Everyone's a victim. Everyone's a problem. If you're white and you're celebrating anything white, you are a bad person. That's basically what it boils down to. Cho's intelligence levels have gone down. People can't figure out Gene's jokes. Yeah, I know. And it says, I like how they use Sydney Sweeney's initials as an excuse to complain. It's SS. She's a Yahtzee. Of course. Anything. They will say anything, grasp any straws possible to make this woman to be some type of racial issue, because that's all they can hang their hat on. It's always racial for them. Always. And that's why you're getting a lot of people are fed up, and the white guilt that has been pushed and pushed and pushed for years and years and years is fading away. Nobody cares anymore. We're over it. It's like, how many times can you it's like, if you are a person, if you are not white in this country, it's at this point now you have more opportunities to do things than others. I remember growing up in high school, going into college, tons of scholarships that were available to literally everything else but being white. Being a white male, I was like, hey, where's my scholarship? Oh, well, you can't apply. But if you were anything else, even just a girl, even a white girl could apply. But if you were like a male, white male, nah, you didn't fit the bill. Sorry. But if you were anything else, you could apply for these scholarships. I was like, where's the white only scholarship? I got in trouble from my teacher for saying that. Because I was like, well, why can't my family's not rich. Like, what am I supposed to do? Well, that's the point. F you, buddy. You're not allowed. You're not allowed a scholarship. It's for everybody else. It's so insane.
It took me so long, too long in my life to look in the mirror and see beauty.
Well, that's your personal problem. That has nothing to do with this. That's a personal issue that you need to work through. That has nothing to do with Sydney Sweeny. And if anyone remembers, oh, what the hell? This was back in like 2015. This is how I know that all this is bullshit. What was her name? I don't remember. I don't remember her name. But anyway. Oh, was it? Damn it. There you go. Kate Upton. You guys remember Kate? See, you already knew. Soul Assassin already knew. Already knew who I was going to go to. Do you guys remember Kate Upton? Because he knows. He understands. He understands the assignment. First off, Kate Upton was 10 times hotter than Sydney Sweeny. Sorry, Kate Upton was it. Nobody gave a shit about these commercials, right? And she was smoking hot back then. They even had these. Like, look at all these. These are all Hardee's commercials. No one gave a crap then. Where were they all crying then about like their self-esteem and all that stuff? If anything, it was like, oh, you're subjecting women to this, blah, 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 blah. So it's all fake. It's all fake, made up nonsense. But Kate Upton, dude, she was the queen of this back in the day. And I mean, she was just, and she pulled it off correctly by far. But I never cared about Hardee's or anything like that. But Kate Upton was it. And then she kind of like fell off the map. She got her, listen, she made her money. And then who did she marry? Some like, oh, he was a baseball player. He's a pitcher. Can't remember his name. Shocker, right? But yeah, all this controversy is just the typical leftist nonsense, right? It's just more white guilt. It's just more of the same old, same old. It's to, yeah, Vander something. I don't remember his name. He was a really big time pitcher. I think he was a closer. Played for the Mets for a little bit, and then I know he had that that surgery. I think he still plays, but yeah, man, this is just the same old stuff it's the same crap from before, but no one cares anymore now. Like, it's just not, like, people are over it. People are over the garbage. They're over the crying, over the nonsense. If anything, a lot of this is distraction from what's really going on in life. Like, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? In my opinion, because you have, obviously, it's always the left versus the right. So you got the left that's raging about this, and then you have a lot of the white knights and the rights coming back and having to fight with the left. I personally don't care. If you just play it off and nobody gives a shit, they could scream all they want. It doesn't matter. And that's how you have to really deal with these people. You just don't care. You just don't listen to them. You don't pay attention to them. You don't give them the time that they want. Same thing with, if we're talking about cancel culture, this is a great segue into this story, which I'm a little late on, that Joey Swole. So he's that fitness influencer, positive guy. He's always, he's got the gym. He's always doing those videos, and he's always about positivity, right? I don't have a problem with him, but he did a tribute to Hulk Hogan. I think it was like last week or something. And of course, the left started attacking him because they're all insane, and a lot of them hate Hulk Hogan because he said a bad word, the N word, years ago. It's still to this day, like, if you say certain words, they want you dead because you said certain words. That's how triggered and mentally ill these people are over a word. Isn't that insane? That just blows my mind how mentally fragile people are. Like, imagine getting called a name and you melt down and you have you literally basically have a tantrum, or you're willing to kill somebody because they call you a word. I don't care what the word is. You're a loser. You take all the power away from people when you just don't care. Laugh at them. Who cares? When you laugh at somebody, you've now and made the word mean nothing. You won. But these people are stupid. He shouldn't have apologized or said anything, but he's coming back. I did see he now has came back from the internet, but because the left attacked him so poorly, he left the internet. Like, he basically apologized for, putting out this big thing about Hulk Hogan, because apparently Hulk Hogan was his idol growing up. And, he's like, I'm done with online and these platforms. And he apologized for basically putting out this memo. And it's like, why do you care? I mean, you cannot, but you're never going to appeal to everyone. It's just not impossible. You're going to piss people off. There are mentally ill people out there that no matter what you do or say, they are going to lose their mind. So just be exactly who you are. You cannot appeal to everybody. And that's unfortunately because a lot of these people want money. They want to appeal to both sides. And I get it. You don't have to lean too heavy into each side, but you should stay genuine. And if you stay genuine, you'll be fine. Because at the end of the day, do you want a following of everybody? Listen, I don't like 90% of people. People are you're all out there, go out in the world. Most people are dumb. Most people are annoying. I don't want everyone to like me. I don't want 90% of people to talk to me because they're stupid people. Yeah, fence riders. They just want money. Right? They just want a following and they want money. And I get that, but you will still achieve that by just staying genuine. If you stay genuine and you just continue, you will get your following the way it is. What's up, dude? How's it going, man? It's been a while. Just want to remind everyone how rad this dude is. Hey, thanks, bud. It's been a while, man. Glad to see you're doing all right. I've been seeing you over there on Geeks and Gamer Guys and your video game streams. He's been killing it over there. So glad you're doing all right, brother. Saw you guys. I think they were watching WrestleMania earlier, but yeah. But this whole stuff, man, and now it's worse. Is that this guy? Now that he backtracked, and he kind of apologized. Now you just pissed off the other half of your audience, right? The ones that don't want you to apologize. So it's a lose-lose. Never, ever, ever apologize. Be who you are. Say what you need to. Don't apologize. If anything, dive into it even harder. Like, stand your ground. Be what you want. People leave, they leave. Oh, well, it is what it is. But be genuine. If you're not genuine, you're a fake, you're a fraud, you will get called out. It will happen. So... Despite your hat, I still support this stream. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. The hat, listen, I am not a Cleveland fan in any way, shape, or form. I wear the hat because it's obviously the original logo. Chief Wahoo. How can you not support Chief Wahoo? R.I.P. But I'm originally, and I hate to even say this because of the way things have, but I grew up a Yankees fan because I'm from New York. That's even embarrassing to say now. But I grew up a Yankees fan, especially in the 90s. Dude, we were killing it back then. But yeah, love Chief Wahoo. But hey, thank you, my friend, for the super chat, dude. I greatly appreciate it. Because WrestleMania was right around the corner. Like, literally day one was today. So we'll do this.
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
Dude, no one is ever going to nothing. I know wrestling has gotten better and more popular as of late, I think. But nothing will ever beat the Attitude Era by far. And then X-Wing for dropping the big 20. We're gonna do this one as well. I haven't done this one in a long time.
But he's in trouble. Payback. Oh, God almighty. Oh, man.
Dude. Chair shots back in the day. Oh, man. I miss old school wrestling so much. I really do. That's one thing, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, the physical media. Dude, I loved watching the old wrestling. It was like so much fun, and I was just getting into like late 99 on Peacock, and then it all like shifted. It's all gone. And I don't know what happened to it. I think some of it's now on Netflix. I don't know, but they're missing tons, like libraries and libraries of episodes, and I don't even think it's possible to get them. I don't know. It's so disheartening. It's so sad. But yeah, I don't know. It sucks because I was just going through it and reminiscing. And like I said, I remember back in the day, like literally every Monday, mom, dad, my brother, and I would sit there and watch it when Stone Cold was at his peak. Yeah, 90s era peak, dude. Oh, nothing ever beat that time. That was by far the best. Like, those are the moments. It was, listen, I'm telling you, 97, 98, 99, 2000, and I'll even say the like early 2001 was awesome. It was, well, it's because this was before 9/11. When Dale Earnhardt died, 2001 February, and then 9/11, 2001 was the decline of the human race. It's 2001. But 90s, late 90s was the best we're ever getting, unfortunately. Sad, but it is what it is. But I did hear a lot of good things about WrestleMania Night 1. Completely forgot that tonight was WrestleMania, which I only watch 2 pay-per-views. I watch WrestleMania usually, and I always watch Royal Rumble. Those are the only 2 that I watch, and I completely forgot about WrestleMania being night 1. So I don't watch it ever. I did see Jelly Roll. I hate that guy. I hate Jelly Roll, dude. I Last Great Generation, the 90s, 100%. 100%. That's where, like, whatever happened when they turned on I'm going to get all conspiracy theory on you guys. When they turned on the CERN machine and I don't know, dimensions started mixing and I don't know what, that's when the world flipped upside down and we went into Bizarro world. I don't know. But yeah, I heard really good things about WrestleMania Night 1. So I don't even know what events or what do you call it? What's on the card for tomorrow night. So I'll probably check it out tomorrow night. Well, no, I won't. I have hockey, so no. I'll have to catch it up or I'll just see all the updates on Twitter. But let's see. Yeah, speaking of, look at stupid. Ugh. I hate his face. Can't stand this guy. Look at this. Stephanie McMahon revealed that Jelly Roll is weighing in at 299. This is the first time he's been under 300 pounds since 6th grade. Disgusting. Awful. Terrible. Drug dealer. Gross. Terrible. Hate this person. Anyway. Soul Assassin. I've been watching the Osborne TV series lately, and the show is wild. Dude, oh, man. I see the clips now circulating everywhere because obviously, the passing of Ozzy. And, yeah, that, Jackass, Viva La Bam, all those shows, dude. The Wild Boys. What else was out there? I can't remember. MTV was wild back then, man. They had a lot of good stuff on TV. That's when you could still watch TV. And you know what's weird now? We thought that was like really good quality. Like visually, you go back now and you watch it, and it's like, oh, how did I sit through this? Like, how did I watch this? Yeah, Hogan had a series. You remember the motorcycle? Like that was the explosion of reality TV. Like that was it was just everywhere. It's like everybody had their own show, everybody had their own series. Was it Orange County Choppers with the motorcycle guys? Right, who else? There was tons of those shows. Some of them were good, some of them were just awful. But yeah, everyone was cashing in, trying to do the same thing. But not that this is cancel culture. I think this is more of a knee-jerk reaction to horrible decision making. But the Jaguar CEO suddenly retires ahead of Jaguar's big relaunch. Now, I'm covered this on the channel I did a video on this not too long ago where they did that really weird commercial where it was almost like a Clockwork Orange. They came out and it was like you really couldn't tell what was a gender or what. Like it was just very odd. I'll try to find it. One of the guys like had no eyebrows, came out like he's wearing like a dress. Yeah, it's gonna load. Yeah, so like, what does this have to do with a car? Jaguar Bud Lights itself. That's what I remember everybody was saying. But look at this. This is atrocious. This is like what hell's going to be, you know? Yeah, tone deaf, cancel. But I mean they shot themselves in the foot. And, now they're obviously rebranding, and before their rebrand, uh their CEO, after 35 years at the company and 2 years at the helm, JLR boss Adrian Mardell is retiring. It comes at a critical time. Yeah. I wonder why. I'm not gonna lie, the car, I'm not into EVs anyway. I hate them. I think electric cars are absolute garbage. But that did look pretty cool. It kind of looks somewhat like a Batmobile, but I mean, it's not realistic though. Overall, it looked atrocious. I think they said if I remember correctly, they said sales plummeted after that ad. Like everybody wanted, like nobody wanted anything to do with it. But the man who turned Jaguar Land Rover into simply JLR and put in place a strategy to market Range Rover Defender and Discovery as their own brands is retiring. They haven't announced their successor yet. Blah, blah, blah. Jaguar unveiled a rebrand as a high-end EV maker last year with a campaign that was widely mocked, and the brand had also stopped production of all previous models in anticipation of the new $100,000 plus electric cars that'll arrive into the market that seems to be rejecting luxury EVs. Jaguar is moving into a bold new direction, and its future is anything but certain. Things are better over at Land Rover thanks to the continued success and profitability of Range Rover and Defender models. But Range Rover is set to launch its first EV as well. Yeah, EVs unfortunately are not going anywhere, but which I wish they would. But yeah, they only sold one car, I think. Jaguar probably is gonna hide. Yeah, man, she's everywhere. Like she is the high. Someone was like making the comment like, "Oh, is she like broke because she's in everything?" No, she's smart. She's in everything because she's being approached, so she's gonna, take that paycheck, of course. Dude, what's going on, man? Vader fanatic. Hope you're doing well, brother. It's been a while. Glad to see you're doing all right. Um, but yeah, this was hilarious and definitely something I wanted to cover because, you know, it's it's definitely worth talking about and does show you too that the market speaks for itself. We see that with movies, we see that with music, we see that in now with this where you got to put your money where your mouth is, and if you don't want this crap, you have to reject it. As long as you reject it and you don't buy it, they will about face and have to change because at the end of the day, they do want their money, right? I mean, for the most part. Um, I guess the last topic that I have is I don't know if any of you have been following the, I guess you could call it infighting. I don't even know. I don't know if it's actually infighting or not. But they have Tucker Carlson, a lot of people like Tucker Carlson. He just recently did a interview with Candace Owens. And say what you want about her. I'm not a giant fan of hers. Remember, she used to be a liberal. I think she still is. And I think remember, a lot of things on the internet are fake. Everything's fake and everything's gay. A lot of this stuff, they want you to buy into what they're saying, right? A lot of them are fake. They're frauds. Tucker Carlson, I liked him at one point as well, but the more you look into Tucker Carlson, the more you listen to what they say, they're very calculated. They're very careful in what they say, and it's all for a reason. So let's put it that way. But Tucker Carlson and Candace Owen versus Nick Fuentes. If you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, you may not know his name. I would imagine most of you probably do that are listening or watch this at some point. But if you don't know, look him up because you've probably seen clips of him. He is just continuously growing and growing and growing in popularity. He's getting more and more mainstream, which I think is, I'll get to in a minute, kind of scary. But, and I'll tell you why I think it's scary in a minute. But Nick is, whether you agree with what he says or don't, he makes valid points on a lot of things. Sometimes his delivery is a little rough. He's funny. And sometimes I don't agree with everything he says by all means, but to dispute a lot of the things that he says, I mean, the guy has receipts, and I am myself one of those people, like, if you're going to talk about things and spit things as fact, you better bring receipts to back it up. And he absolutely does. Well, where I'm going with this is Nick Fuentes basically came out yesterday and had to defend himself against Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens as they basically trashed him into the ground and calling him a Fed and all this stuff. And he's a, psyops, or he's paid off. And, Nick Fuentes came yesterday. It was last evening. I was watching a little bit of it and I've seen more clips of it. But basically 3 hours just dismantling almost everything that Tucker Carlson said about him. And this kid just continues to grow and grow and grow and become more mainstream. And why I think that's scary is because he alone is changing culture right now, viewpoints. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think he's waking a lot of people up. He's making people see things. Like I said earlier, once you see past the curtain, once you get a glimpse past and kind of like pay attention to what's going on and start connecting dots, it's very hard to go back. It's almost impossible. Once you've noticed certain things, it's almost impossible to go back. So the fact that he's waking a lot of people up and getting attention, a lot of mainstream, is scary for him, because where this is leading to, where I'm going to this is, AI, and I talked about this last stream as well, is on the horizon of destroying the internet. It's going to get worse and worse to where, like, a lot of you guys right now in chat, Soul says, ain't going down that rabbit hole. No, not at all. A lot of these rabbit holes, but with what he's doing and others like him, the soul assassins of the internet, the Vader fanatics of the internet, the X-Wings of the internet, the common idiots of the internet, right? They are going to, because this awakening is happening, because people are waking up and you have this online, our basically our anonymity, or whatever you want to call it, our secrecy, right? Like, we all have behind these little names and avatars and stuff. That's all going to go away. That's all going to be destroyed, because they do not want an awakening. If you were asleep, if you were just paying attention to football games and you were just paying attention to movies and you were just paying attention to this stuff, you're not paying attention to what's going on in the real aspects of life, right? I love escapism, don't get me wrong, because we all need it at some points. You cannot stay plugged in and focused to this stuff 24/7 because you will go insane. You will go crazy, okay? But you got to pay attention to some of it. You got to know, because what's going on right now, I mean, it's the same thing like the Sydney Sweeny thing, right? For the longest time, everyone's like, "Oh, you don't want to upset certain groups of people. You don't want to piss them off. You don't want to we got to watch it." And now it's to the point where it's like, "Okay, I think we've let it go too far, and now we got to start pushing back a little bit." Well, that's not a good thing for the people that are in charge. They want that infighting. They want that stuff to continue. If we are fighting with each other about stupid gene commercials or our favorite sports teams or things of that nature or movies or woke Bud Light or woke Jaguars, we're not paying attention to us sending millions of dollars over to other countries that don't deserve our money, right? We're sending billions and billions, or we're destroying trade deals with other countries because a certain country is going to say, "Oh, well, yeah, we believe in a Palestinian state, so we're not going to trade with them because of that." That's odd. But they want actual ID because they think by doing it that will silence a lot of people. Yeah, it will scare a lot of people into saying certain things because they know that when you go online, people hide behind avatars and fake names, and they say a bunch of shit that they don't really want to say out loud because they know it might affect their career or anything else of that nature. And I get it. That's the world that we live in. But at some point, we have to be able to risk all that, because if we stay scared forever, we are going to be slaves to these people forever. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is, and that's what's going to happen. Now, unfortunately, I think the more of an impact that Nick has on culture and how, like I said, I mean, my dad is so not involved in things, right? And I'll show him something or whatever. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that guy." And when my dad or someone like that sees that, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's bad." Like that's bad. Like when that's happening and that's occurring, they are losing grip on the narrative. Big time. Big time. TV isn't cutting it anymore. And that's why you have a lot of these paid influencers that are doing this stuff, like Charlie Kirk, which I absolutely hate Charlie Kirk with a passion, just because he's paid shill and he's just fake. I saw this. I don't know if I reposted it or not, but absolutely hilarious. I gotta find it now. But everyone in the government, just so you know, like left versus right. I mean, my dad's still caught up in that too. Like there is no left or right. They're all the same team. They're all the same team. Charlie Kirk is just one of those where, again, it's he's a paid mouth of the left-hand side, or the right-hand side rather, to make you think a certain thing. That's it. That's all that he's there for. Here, let me share this. I saw this and I died laughing. Charlie Kirk and Top Gum. I cannot stand this guy, dude. They're so, like I said, fake, frauds, phonies, holding struggle sessions with people about how they need to support Israel and all that. I mean, the fact that we are willing to burn down and start a world war because there are certain countries that are willing to acknowledge that a a Palestinian state over like an Israeli state is insane to me. Like the world has gone upside down. There's a lot of evil in this world. And a lot of these people are fake and frauds, and they're trying to brain dead convince others that what's going on in the world is okay and acceptable. You know, like, we utilized 9/11 to do a lot of bad things in the world. We look at, and you can go back to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was allowed Pearl Harbor was allowed to happen to get the American people support behind the war because they knew that we were not going to support it because we're like, this has nothing to do with us. We shouldn't have any involvement. We knew it was going to happen. You can look into that. That's not a conspiracy. Well, 9/11, look into that. It's not a conspiracy. We utilized 9/11 to do a lot of bad things throughout the world for us to give up a lot of our freedoms, our privacy. 9/11 was issued in or ushered in all of that stuff. Well, the whole October attack that happened in Israel, they basically said the same thing. Like they knew that was going to happen. They knew that that was going to happen. And that is now the justification for all this stuff that's going on today. Yeah, we're going to turn it all into rubble and basically destroy every single thing in Gaza because, hey, this one attack occurred. I mean, it's insane. Absolutely nuts. Charlie be like, America first, but Israel. We got to support Israel. Yeah. I'm not following a lot of the world events, but see a lot of people saying support this, that on social media. Yeah, I mean, listen, America first, in my opinion, literally is exactly as it states, America first, not anyone else but America first. We don't need allies. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but we don't need them. Like, and again, when it comes down to it, say, for example, Israel, because that's always the hot topic. What exactly do they do for us? How do they help us? Can someone explain that to me? What do they do? What I mean, they're not even like, look at the size of them. They need us. We don't need them at all. So we don't need to support them in any way, shape, or form. And you could just see how we handle them versus, what's going on in Ukraine and all these other countries. It's a joke. It's insane. But that's just the way it is. I think they train our special forces. Oh, they do not train our special forces. No. Israeli police and law, they don't even carry one in the chamber. Like their special forces and their military, they don't carry one in the chamber all the time. And you'll see that when they do their drills, when they draw their pistols, they actually rack them and then go. Like they never have one in the chamber. I don't know why. It's like an odd thing that they do. I guess they don't trust themselves. But yeah, they don't train our special forces. We train a lot of theirs, but they don't do anything that special. I hate to say that. But yeah, listen, the world's crazy nonetheless. But it's just insane to me that we're willing to burn the world down and all this stuff with what's going on. But again, getting back to Nick and all that, it's just with his growth in popularity, they're running out of like, I actually feel for the guy because it's like, I'm kind of afraid for him and his like health. Because we see what happens to people like that. If they can't shut you up at some point, whether it be money or things of that nature, then they'll shut you up another way. It's happened time and time again. I mean, you just got to look into it. And it's crazy. Everything's going to AI. Everything is going to, like, Trump's trying to usher in this AI-based healthcare system. Like, I don't want to be ran by these tech oligarchs that run everything and everything is through AI and computer based. Like that sounds like hell to me. I don't know. It's getting crazy out there, guys. And that's why I still need to focus on um movies and stuff as a form of escapism. Now, unfortunately, the new ones are trash, so I try to focus on the older ones that maybe are not as noticeable, if not possible. But yeah, we got nuclear wars, tsunamis, earthquakes, supposed alien fleet arriving by November. So it's going to be an interesting few months. I don't believe the whole November thing, the alien fleets. I think a lot of that, I think a lot of this stuff is distraction. Obviously, tsunami happened, earthquakes happen, but I don't know, man. It is gonna be crazy. I think the next couple years, Soul, are gonna be pretty insane. Yeah, Vader, I talked about that earlier in the stream, but Naked Gun is absolutely worth the watch. I had fun as long as you understand the type of humor and that you know what you're going into with a Naked Gun movie and you enjoy that kind of stuff, you're good. If you've never seen a Naked Gun movie before and you don't know what you're getting yourself into, I recommend watching the originals so you get an idea, because it is just in line with, it's like a grandfather, like following the same footsteps, the same pattern of that kind of humor. So if you like that kind of humor, you're good to go. If you don't know it, then it's gonna be interesting for you. So, earthquake in New York supposedly just happened. Well, that's not surprising. New York was like underwater not that long ago. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. I'll share this screen. A 3.0 magnitude earthquake was recorded moments ago. And I think this happened an hour ago, but near the New York City area, with the epicenter near Oakland, New Jersey. Numerous people reported feeling the shaking, with reports flooding in from Manhattan to the Bronx. That's always good. Some are reporting it as a 3.6. Dude, it's getting scarier and scarier out there. Getting scarier and scarier. Who knows what's going to happen next? But I don't know. Yep, I'm actually seeing people, like anyone else in New York just feel an earthquake. So yeah, there are people there that are actually felt it. So it's kind of wild, but I don't know. Pretty crazy, but well, I will wrap up the stream with about an hour and a half, and I think I've went over all my topics. Again, kind of just out there in the blue random Saturday stream, but I wanted to get one in for you guys. Like I said, I know I haven't been doing like consistent videos, so I figured I'd keep my streaming up and trying to get more of doing that lately, and we'll see how that goes and what I want to do with the channel. So thank you guys for coming out, checking out the stream and hanging out with me. Soul Assassin, Vader Fanatic, X-Wing, you maniac, and the super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Sensei Mike and anyone else who follows or watches this after the fact, I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I'm trying to work back, bringing back the Taking You Back Tuesdays and maybe talking about some older stuff. That way, kind of reminiscing of the old times, because it's always fun to do. So I just got to get some topics for that. If anyone has any, throw them out there. I'm open to ideas, and that way it's fun stuff to engage and talk about. But yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. It's been crazy. And yeah, I will catch you guys, I guess, either Tuesday, if not Thursday. So if anything, take care, take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.